Welcome to Bad Gear, the show about the world's most hated audio tools. It's a beauty. At the first glance, Microwave XT Orange aged better than Ira Green and is, quite obviously, ticking all the boxes. A 1998 Wavetable Synth, riding the virtual analog wave that brought knobs back to electronic music making, which in this particular case needed some 3D printed replacements, the two oscillators. And this is also one of the main limitations of the instrument: need to share one of the wavetables, which come with a distinctly lo-fi flavor. They don't provide the genre-defining edge Serum fans might expect and range from pseudo-analog staples to late 90s sci-fi channel sound FX raw material.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
We are going to talk about ways to expand this collection in a bit. Wavetable handling is hands-on, offering not only a knob for the starting point within the wave for further sound design endeavors, but also dedicated controls for modulating playback position with a hyper-complex and loopable multi-segment envelope, sharing front panel real estate with the normal ADSRs. Conventional waveform shapes can be found at the end of every table. Feel free to add even more digital artifacts by turning off anti-aliasing, introduce some first-gen microwave harshness with a time quant parameter, bring in slight detuning or mess with the clipping behavior of the oscillator mixer, the noise generator, simple FM, sync, and ring modulation are much appreciated. These oftentimes cold-sounding concoctions are put through a proudly digital filter section, consisting of the versatile filter 1 that, in addition to the usual low/band/high passes, gives you a quirky wave shaping option and other ways of creative sound destruction. It is followed by filter 2, a basic low and high pass in a serial configuration. The aforementioned amp and filter ADSRs are accompanied by another freely routable multi-stage envelope, which is a little less of a roller coaster than the one dedicated to wave modulation, and there are two LFOs. All this can be managed with a 16-slot modulation matrix accessible via old-school menu diving and/or a pair of knobs controlling mod amount of the first two slots. Speaking of which, there is ample functionality hidden in the surprisingly convenient menu structure. After a short period of confusion, you will fly through the options using the smooth jog dial and add chorus and slightly dated sounding FX. Tweak the deep arpeggiator and set up 8-part multi seriously limited by the 10 voices of Polyphony. There's a voice expansion that seems to be made of unobtainium, and feel free to leave a comment on how to get new wavetables into that thing without having to resort to ancient software artifacts. The preset spread the naive charm of a less dystopian future timeline. At its core, the XT is very similar to the more minimalist standard microwaves. It is big yet lightweight, the keyboard version looks great, and a full-sized MIDI trio and second pair of outputs
should be mandatory.
XTs are rare, sought after, and not exactly cheap, so thanks to Philipp of Feedback Underground Studios for lending me another piece from the collection. The DSP emulation version is tempting. Without a doubt, the big microwave is a unique sounding synth, for better or worse. Does it still have a place in music production, or is it surpassed by modern soft and hardware? You have already heard XT in today's intro tune. I think it has become obvious why cats don't like this synth. Let's start this out with a classic multi-timbral techno jam. Wow, that doesn't sound like your kid's Wavetable plugin. Gritty, digital and powerful, with a character you might love or hate but can't ignore. Dialing in modulations gives you feelings of power. Time to add an almost historically accurate drum machine and create the usual Nintendo 64 FPS soundtrack. That was a blast from the past. The artifact-ridden tones fit the analog drums nicely, and although I wouldn't want to create all my patches with the XT, it worked great in that context. I wanna know if we can shoehorn the self-confidently brash microwave into a more relaxed arrangement, like sound design with that thing is super easy. Just pick a preset, change the wavetable and save it as your own. Chill like it's 1999, down-tempo throwback. Verdict: Microwave XT provides self-confidently non-analog tones that want to take a place in the spotlight, hog all the busy frequencies of your mix, and, more often than not, sound like no other instrument that I am aware of. It is ravier than older Waldorfs and doesn't offer the precision of more recent takes on the subject, and while you might get comparable tones from the official plugin, the DSP emulation, or that new kid on the block, there's a reason why digital synth aficionados still spend respectable amounts of money on the orange 90s freak. As we are talking about the beauty of fin de siècle paint jobs, I hereby officially advocate for the return of bright colors to the synth mainstream. But I might be the only one. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Feel free to like, subscribe, become a patron and use one of the links down below to support the channel regardless of what your gas commands you to buy.